When you write body paragraphs for the AP Synthesis essay, do your body paragraphs just end up sounding like lists of things you saw without any clear purpose, and you're just quoting so you can say you cited 3 sources? Do you always end up organizing your body paragraphs around your sources for your AP Synthesis essay, when deep down you know you should be organizing them as an argument composed of your own claims? Hi, I'm Dr. Clay Zuba, inventor of Zubafy. Most students think AP Synthesis means making a list of things that you saw in the sources. But that's not synthesis. That's just writing a summary, and that is absolutely cooked. Real synthesis means putting your sources in conversation to build your argument, not just making a list of ideas from your sources. If you watch this video to the end, you'll be able to write synthesis body paragraphs that put sources in conversation with each other and truck it. Yes! Welcome to part 4 of my Rhetorical Analysis Master Series. In video 1, you learned to decode the prompt and identify the 3 correct answers to every question. In video 2, you learned how to strategically analyze sources with your T-chart. In part 3, you wrote introductions and theses using my never-fail problem-solution structure. Yes! If you haven't watched parts 1 and 3, stop right now. Watch them first, for reals. You can't write effective body paragraphs if you don't know how to analyze sources strategically, because you won't have enough thinking to write about, and you'll end up writing about nothing. Now comes the actual synthesis argument, where you transform your analysis into body paragraphs that prove your thesis. This is where you finally have the chance to show all the critical thinking that you did while you were reading those sources. In this video, you'll learn to write topic sentences that advance your argument instead of ones that make a list, how to make your sources talk to each other instead of just summarizing them, and how to build connected paragraphs that maintain a clear line of reasoning. Remember, you only have 40 minutes to write, so let's make every paragraph count and truck it. Many students ask me how many body paragraphs they should aim for in the synthesis essay, and that's actually the wrong question. The right question is, how many paragraphs does your body need in order to prove your thesis? Remember our thesis from video 3? Although privatized space exploration delivers substantial economic benefits through innovation and cost efficiency, it requires robust government oversight to ensure safety standards and accountability? Your thesis made a promise. You promised that you would write body paragraphs that prove your argument. If you don't fulfill your promise, your AP reader is going to find out, because it's their job and they're good at their job. You know what also has a job? Your body paragraphs. Your body paragraphs prove the claims that you outlined in your thesis. If you know me at all, you know that a paragraph has 4 parts. 1, your topic sentence. The topic sentence should make an arguable claim that matches part of your thesis. 2, the evidence. These are short, correctly introduced quotations or paraphrased information from your sources. They support the claim in your topic sentence. 3 is commentary. This is one of the most important parts and one of the hardest parts to write. It shows how your evidence supports the claim in the topic sentence. You need to keep repeating the pattern evidence commentary until you've proved your topic sentence claim. Finally is the concluding sentence, which connects the paragraph back to your thesis. As you can see, your first step in delivering on the promise of your thesis is your topic sentence. Each topic sentence in your essay delivers on part of that promise, and you can't write your concluding paragraph until you've proven every part of your thesis. Each topic sentence must be an arguable claim that you can prove through evidence. If you don't write arguable claims, your body paragraphs are going to have nothing to write about, and you won't be able to show any of the thinking in your commentary because you won't have any claims to prove. Look at the difference between cooked, better, and clocked topic sentences. Thanks, AQ. Here's a cooked sentence. Source A talks about the economics of space exploration. No! No, no, no. This is not your claim. It's just an announcement that you're going to start summarizing evidence. It doesn't advance your argument at all. If you start your topic sentence with evidence, your paragraph doesn't have anything to prove, because evidence is factual, not arguable and provable, and the synthesis essay will eat you. Here's a better topic sentence. Economic benefits make privatization worthwhile for space exploration. This is better because it makes a claim. The reader can easily see how it connects to part of your thesis, and it takes a position. You can use evidence to support it, but it's basic and it doesn't show complexity. Here's a clocked topic sentence. The economic advantages of privatization, particularly its ability to reduce costs while accelerating innovation, create benefits that outweigh potential safety concerns when paired with appropriate oversight mechanisms. Yes. This is a topic sentence. This clocks it. It makes a specific claim, it shows the relationship between ideas, and it directly advances the thesis, argument, and it even sets up the synthesis that you're about to do. Note this mandatory rule. No sources in your topic sentence. Don't. The topic sentence is your claim. Sources come next as evidence. If you use sources in your topic sentence, your sources are making the claim, not you, and the prompt is asking you to make your own argument. Now, even if a writer can create a strong topic sentence, their paragraph usually crashes and burns because they can't truck it when it comes to synthesizing their sources. Many students think synthesis is good enough as long as they mention 3 sources in their essay. No. Synthesis means showing how sources relate to each other to build your argument. To synthesize, you need to show connections to your reader and make those connections crystal clear through your writing, rather than hoping that the reader will make inferences. Let me show you the same evidence written 2 different ways. Here's a cooked paragraph, just listing evidence. Economic benefits are important for space privatization. According to source A, the Commercial Crew program has created thousands of jobs. Source B mentions that privatization costs less than government programs. Source C shows that private companies innovate faster. Therefore, privatization has economic benefits. You're cooked. This is just a list paragraph. Sources don't interact here. There's no analysis, and you're not trucking it at all. Now, let's look at a better paragraph. This paragraph is better because it has correct grouping and some basic commentary. Privatization delivers significant economic advantages for space exploration. McCarthy's congressional testimony demonstrates that the Commercial Crew program has created thousands of jobs while reducing costs for taxpayers. Source A. These jobs show that privatization brings economic benefits to American workers. Additionally, Schwartz's article about wealthy space investors reveals that billionaires like Paul Allen and Jeff Bezos are pouring private capital into the industry, funding ventures that would never receive government budgets. Source B. This private funding wouldn't happen if privatization wasn't economically viable. Furthermore, Papardello's analysis of SpaceX's expansion at Cape Canaveral shows the company investing in massive infrastructure, including a 300-foot launch control center, demonstrating long-term commitment to the industry. Together, these sources confirm that privatization makes economic sense for space exploration. This example is better because it groups the sources, it shows a pattern, and it uses some author names. But it's still not explaining how the sources work together or showing a complexity. For that, you're going to have to truck it. Hey, wait a second. Do you feel like you're learning right now? Am I helping you understand how to write synthesis essays? What? That's what I've been trying to do this whole time. You should drop a like right now and subscribe to this channel. That way you and others like you can continue to learn from Zubafy. Yes. Now, even though that last example was better, you can do better than that paragraph. Every body paragraph that trucks it has 4 moves. And yes, you must do all 4. 1, topic sentence. That's your claim. 2, evidence commentary pattern with the conversation weaving the evidence and the commentary for each source together. Move 3, more evidence commentary as needed with conversation interwoven. 4, the concluding sentence. Here's a clocked paragraph. I'm going to highlight these sentences in different colors to show you the different purposes of the sentences in the paragraph as you follow along. Topic sentence. The economic advantages of privatization extend beyond simple cost reduction to fundamentally reshape space exploration's viability. McCarthy's congressional testimony emphasizes that the Commercial Crew program has created thousands of high-quality jobs while saving taxpayers millions. These jobs represent more than employment statistics. They indicate a thriving private space ecosystem that didn't exist under government-only programs, where workers move between companies, driving competition and innovation. Schwartz's analysis of space industry investors reinforces this transformation, documenting how wealthy investors like Paul Allen funded Spaceship One's X Prize victory, demonstrating that private capital flows to ventures with commercial potential. This influx of private wealth proves that space privatization isn't just replacing government funding, it's creating an entirely new investment class. Billionaire tech founders see long-term profit potential that government programs, constrained by annual budget cycles and political pressures, can never match. When private individuals risk their own fortunes, they're signaling market confidence that fundamentally changes the industry's financial foundation. Furthermore, Papalardo's account of SpaceX's Cape Canaveral expansion, including plans for a 300-foot launch control center to handle a ferocious satellite launch schedule, demonstrates how private companies are building infrastructure at scales government never attempted. This massive construction project reveals privatization's core advantage. Companies can make decades-long infrastructure investments because they're building for sustained commercial operations, not temporary government contracts. SpaceX isn't just launching government payloads, it's constructing facilities to service satellite internet, space tourism, and cargo delivery markets that didn't exist under NASA's model. Together, these sources reveal that privatization doesn't just reduce costs, it creates an entirely new economic paradigm that makes space exploration financially sustainable for the first time in history. Yes. Notice how I'm using transitions to show the connections between the sources before analyzing them. And check out the second part of that concluding sentence. While the first part of the sentence recapped what you've just said in your paragraph, this second part, it linked this whole paragraph back to the thesis. This paragraph trucks it. Yes, that's synthesis. The sources build on each other through your commentary and prove your claim. Now, at this point in the essay, you've used three sources. Some essays use all three sources in one paragraph, others use them in multiple paragraphs. It doesn't matter. It just depends how you've structured your claims, and the only thing that matters is that you organize your paragraphs around claims, not evidence. By the rule of the prompt instructions, you could now call it a day and start writing a conclusion paragraph because you're only required to use three. But I know you, and I know what you're like, and I know you want the sophistication point. To get this point, you need to acknowledge the complexity of this topic. The best way to do this is by addressing a counter-argument with another paragraph. Just like your body paragraph, you need to start with a dope topic sentence, followed by the same evidence commentary structure. Here's a cooked counter-argument topic sentence. However, some people disagree with the privatization. This is cooked because it's vague, there's no specific counterclaim, and it doesn't engage with real concerns, because it doesn't say why people would disagree with privatization. Here's a better topic sentence. Critics worry that privatization prioritizes profit safety in space exploration. This is better because it identifies a specific concern, sets up the counter-argument clearly. But this topic sentence is clocked. Critics legitimately warn that privatization's focus on profitability creates dangerous cost-cutting incentives that government programs would never consider. This topic sentence is clocked because it's more detailed about the downsides of space exploration. Now, let's finish the paragraph. Here's your evidence. L. Rodin's analysis reveals troubling patterns. SpaceX's Falcon 9 explosion in 2015 destroyed critical ISS supplies, while Virgin Galactic's 2014 crash killed a test pilot during a rushed development schedule. Commentary. These accidents exemplify critics' central fear. When quarterly earnings reports drive decision-making, companies might skip expensive safety redundancies or accelerate launch schedules beyond prudent limits. Unlike NASA, which answers to Congress and the public, private companies answer primarily to shareholders seeking returns. Now here's some counter-evidence, which counters the evidence of the counter-argument. However, NASA's own catastrophic failures, including Challenger and Columbia, which killed 14 astronauts, occurred despite extensive government oversight and unlimited safety budgets. These government disasters reveal a critical truth. Space exploration's dangers stem from physics, not profit motives. In fact, private companies have strong financial incentives to prioritize safety. A single publicized failure can destroy investor confidence in consumer contracts worth billions. SpaceX learned from its 2015 explosion and hasn't had a crew mission failure since, while NASA took years between disasters to implement changes. Therefore, while profit incentives raise valid concerns, historical evidence suggests that financial motivation might actually enhance rather than compromise safety standards when coupled with appropriate regulatory oversight. That counter-argument paragraph trucks it. This writer gave a faithful and respectful summation of counter-arguments, then added the caveat that these objections can be circumvented through government regulation. Always place your counter-argument paragraph after all the paragraphs that establish your own stance. This could be paragraph 2 or 3, but it's never going to be paragraph 1. Your reader needs to be persuaded by you first before hearing anything that contradicts it. Now that I've taught you how to write synthesis paragraphs that truck it, let me show you some common mistakes I see at the AP reading every year that make body paragraphs crash and burn. Mistake 1 is source bombing. Source A, source B, source D, and E all agree that blah, blah, blah. Here you're not synthesizing, you're desperately trying to hit source requirements. You can't just show what your sources support, you need to show why each one supports their claims. You might be persuaded by their evidence, but your reader won't be persuaded by your argument unless you include relevant evidence. Mistake 2 is quote sandwiches without connection. This is where you just have quote after quote after quote. Always follow evidence with commentary, and always use commentary not only to explain your sources, but to connect them with one another the way you're connecting them in your head as you build your argument. Mistake 3 is losing your voice in topic sentences. Sentences like McCarthy says, Schwartz states, Papalardo mentions. If you write like that, you're writing what the sources say. You're not writing what your own ideas are. Foreground your own voice through topic sentences that are claims, not introductions to evidence. The evidence is supporting the claim in your topic sentence. If you put the evidence in your claim, it's wrong. Mistake 4, under-explaining commentary. This is the most frequent body paragraph mistake. Sometimes people just write some variation of, this evidence proves my point. This is wrong. Instead, how does it prove your point? Explain. You can't expect readers to see how evidence proves your topic sentence claims if you don't explain to them how. The AP rubric is divided into essays where all the commentary explains the evidence or some of the commentary explains the evidence, one or the other. If even one piece of your commentary under-explains, then you're in the sum column, and the AP reader must downgrade your essay, no matter how great the rest of the commentary is. Mistake 5, organizing around your sources. As a regular AP reader, I see a multitude of essays where the writer basically constructs the 5-paragraph essay you learned in 6th grade with 1 source per body paragraph, thinking 3 sources, it must be good. But it isn't good. This type of essay does not synthesize or create a clear line of reasoning. More often than not, it's just a list of things the writer saw in their sources, with no clear argument or source analysis. Just like with commentary, if your essay does not have a line of reasoning, the AP reader must downgrade the essay. You now have the tools for true synthesis. Remember how to truck it through the right structures. Topic sentences that make your claim, evidence commentary, patterns throughout, sources that talk to each other through your analysis, and concluding sentences that tie the paragraph back to your thesis. You only have time for 2 to 3 body paragraphs, and it's better for you to write less paragraphs that have all the necessary parts of the paragraph than to write multiple paragraphs that do not have all the right parts in them. Thanks for watching part 4. In part 5, I'll show you how to write conclusions that clinch your argument by going beyond repeating what you've just already said. Do you have any questions left over after this video? Do you have other advice that you've heard that you'd like to get my take on? Drop it below in the comments. I'll write you back. And not only will you have the joy of hearing from me directly, but you'll also have the privilege of helping others just like you learn. Thanks for watching Zubafy. Come back for more Zubafy.